So then, if we're going into tougher times now, and it appears that we are, be it a recession or not, do you think Australians are well prepared for tougher times?
Well, unfortunately, it's got to the stage of the haves and the have-nots. If you bought a property 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, the value of that property's gone up significantly over that period. In a lot of cases, doubled. So you've got, on paper, you've got equity, and that's made those homeowners feel good in themselves because they think, well, all of a sudden, they've got hundreds of thousands of dollars equity that they didn't have before they bought that home. So the people who bought, and if you bought the last couple of years, well, you know, depending where you are, it might be worth what you paid, it might be worth a bit under. The concern of punters out there is, how can I continue to pay if these interest rates keep going up? So they're scared. And today you've got to work out, how do you survive? What should you do? And it's sad because a lot of people haven't got a clue because they are not prepared. They've never been put in this position. The Reserve Bank governor in his minutes every month said, oh, interest rates won't be going up for at least 2024. So they took him on his word. And I thought at the time it was crazy saying that. I thought this guy might have a class action down the line. Anything can happen because interest rates move. It's just not what happens in Australia. It's global events that can drive inflation globally and all the rest of it. So, you know, if inflation's over in Europe and the US, well, we're going to cop it because we buy all their products. They're more expensive. So people aren't prepared here, and that worries me.
Okay, so one of the other lessons out of the 90s was about how important having cash reserves were, because there are opportunities that come if times get tougher. They're not there yet, that's the reality. Asset prices haven't fallen. In fact, they're going the other way right now.
Well, people are tightening their belts, that's for sure. A lot of people are still going on holidays, but a lot of people have cancelled their holidays as well. You talk to travel agents and all the rest of it, and you know, people are beginning to really worry. Retailers will sell less stock. You read about DJs. I mean, to think that there's some capital cities where it's dropped by 38.9% turnover. That's huge. So what's that tell you? There's going to be retrenchments. So this lowest unemployment rate on record of 3.7%, that's going to start climbing pretty well straight away.
And that's where the pain starts. That's what the lesson of the past tells you the pain starts.
We've always said, so long as you've still got your job, you can keep your house, you can afford the payments. As soon as unemployment, number one enemy, as soon as unemployment numbers go up, we're in trouble. And I'm now seeing that people are worried about their jobs, and I think we'll start seeing that 3.7% going up to 4.7 to 5.7, and that's when we're starting to hit real trouble. So people really have to look hard and say, okay, some tough decisions, we'll go without, but what's your priority? Do you want to keep your house? Well, if you want to keep your house, you've got to make these payments. I think I'm the eternal optimist, and where interest rates are today, there might be another 0.25%, 1 or 2, and that's it. I think this time next year we'll start seeing some rates starting to slowly drop, because people today are worried about interest rates, not just today, what they might be tomorrow. And I think the Reserve Bank governor is purposely making people worry more to try to get them to take action, to say, listen, rein in your spending, be careful. So he's in a bad spot, the Reserve Bank governor. He can't win either way.